Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Lovely, lovely. I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm looking, look, it say 12:14. And so this is my personal invitation for us to gather as we prepare to close, because I am the one thing standing between you and the rest of your wonderful weekend. So thank you, thank you. I see us all continuing to gather into this space. And I'm gonna go ahead, because it say 12:15 on my timepiece. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I got the wonderful privilege of saying thank you and of closing this event, right? So if I were to title my thank you in closing, I would entitle it a love note for those of us who stayed. Inspired by the Nikki Giovanni. Okay? So first I want to check and see how y'all doing. Everybody okay? How many people were here on Thursday? Hey! How many people heard our wonderful elder, the Nikki Giovanni? Snaps and claps and yes. How many people were here yesterday? Y'all, those panels were fire. How many people feel inspired and activated and ready? We ready, right? All right, all right. I see why you have that energy. I want you to keep that same energy. Go to Hoover and fill out your survey. Okay? This is how we know how we improve, what worked, what the even better ifs are, because when we see you in 2025, and we will see you in 2025, we got some things we're gonna grow on and expand on, okay? So I invite you to do that as well, and thank you again for those of us who stayed. So I wanna do a few acknowledgments. Planning committee, where y'all at? Y'all put in work. Work, 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 work. Y'all put in work. Thank you so much for the hours and the tireless commitment that you shared to putting on something that we knew would be transformative. Thank you for your unwavering willingness to run around and do all the things that needed to be done and to solve all of the problems that y'all won't know, because this team was bomb, right? Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, because everything costs money, and we couldn't have done it without you. We're really grateful. To our volunteers, come on, yellow shirts. Y'all are everything. Y'all are everything. Thank you for your sacrifice of time, your commitment to being here in this space. To our speakers, our moderators, our facilitators, thank you. Y'all brought the heat, you brought the energy, you brought the wisdom, you brought the knowledge, you brought the motivation and the calls to action, and we thank you. To our vendors, shout out. Y'all better get you some olive oil. If you don't know, you better find out and tell a friend, okay? And then for media who is in the room, and I want to be specific about what media I'm talking about. I'm talking about the story weavers, the truth tellers, and the light bringers. So if that's the media you are, thank you. And last but certainly not least, you. Every single person, and I saw several organizations who shut down because you responded to the urgency of the moment and the movement towards racial equity with the sacrifice of your time. And we do not take it for granted, so we thank you. I love the way that this was designed, and when I was thinking about like how I would say thank you and what words I wanted to leave you with, I thought about the way that this summit was designed from the root to the fruit. We started with our elder, Nikki Giovanni, who brought words of wisdom and life and encouragement and told us about how words are power and how we as Afrofuturists and those who are in partnership create the future we desire. We speak it and we manifest it with our words. And then we get to end today with our young people, the fruit of those trees and those deep roots. And as we talk about the fruit, we are already benefiting from that wisdom, from that knowledge. It's transformative, right? And so we thank you. And as I talk about Afrofuturism and manifesting things, I am manifesting that our precious Berry, our very own precious Berry, she's gonna have a show, y'all. You can put it in your calendar and mark my words on today, right? When you look up and you see St. Louis's own Precious Berry with her own show, I told you so. I'm gonna tell you in advance because I believe it. Okay, so thank you. Again, from the root to the fruit. And so now I wanna connect some dots for us, okay? The theme of today, or this entire summit, was Together We Rise, the power of community. So in the spirit of that theme and why we have gathered together collectively, I want to take this opportunity to have a moment of silence in solidarity with our brothers and sisters who are facing war and oppression and genocide and fighting for justice, both domestically and abroad. So can we have a moment of silence? Thank you. We had 3 goals that we wanted to accomplish with this conference. First of all, awareness. If you don't understand what the problem is, right? If you don't even know that it exists, then why would you even be motivated to fix it? So we had snapshots of the region from multiple levels, perspectives, and experiences. So I think we're all grounded. If y'all participated in those, we know the story. But we didn't stop at awareness. We transcended to understanding. Because finding a cure requires the right diagnosis. And if you don't understand that we are where we are today as a result of the systems that have been designed to create the outcomes that we're fighting to transform, you weren't paying attention, right? If we are going to actually transform this future, it's the system, y'all. We gain knowledge. We gain strategy to identify and detect the actual enemy instead of wasting time fighting each other, and racial inequity. And then transformation. Now, we're not going to stop and leave you upset and angry, although anger has its place. But we're moving towards transformation. We ready? So I have decided, I was sitting with my team when I was listening to the panel, and we was like, y'all, we need a campaign. Pull up 24. Like, pull up 24, because we are, there's a healing, and so let me back up, let me pause. But do know that Pull Up 2024 is loading. So when y'all see it, y'all know, you'll be ready, we ready. Okay, but let me stop and say this though. There is healing and sense-making in gathering to call out issues and lament our individual and collective trauma. And there is healing and power reclamation in gathering to understand, strategize, organize, and galvanize for the assignment ahead. And make no mistake, we need to understand the assignment. We are clear-eyed and we are resolute about what 2024 represents for our movement for racial equity. So let today serve as a marker, not the end. A compass point, if you would, that reminds us of the assignment, that connects us to the network of freedom fighters that we gathered with today, this weekend, and that gives us the audacious confidence that we will know justice in our lifetime. So I'm going to share, again, because I want to honor our elders, Nikki Giovanni. I don't know if you all have heard her words, But she wrote, "But some of us stayed," right? And I just want to share that with you because that really spoke to me. We forget the strength of those who stayed behind. We sometimes don't recognize what it took to decide to build a church, a school, a store to sell the yams we picked from the ground, the tomatoes we carefully watched turn on the vines, to seek the okra pods as well as to pick our own cotton. We took pride in our work and lovingly encouraged our daughters to dream. We sent them, our daughters, to school, then to college, and they stayed to help others. 100 years is not so long when we plant love with patience, when we find that song that gives us strength to go on. And as my final thank you, as I bid you farewell until we get together to make some good trouble, again, just as inspired by and tribute to the incomparable Nikki Giovanni and those, my brother and sister warriors in this space with us today, I leave with you a love note for those of us who stayed. Beautiful words, dipped in love and seasoned with the possibility of the future we imagine together. We rise, we fall, we remember. Stolen lands from the mounds to Kinloch. Stolen names, stolen language, stolen words, stolen lives, stolen time. We remember together our power, our purpose, our interconnected network of mutuality that uproots, dismantles, reclaims our time, our laughter, our joy, our land. We stayed because it is ours and we are each other's. And we will create a just future together. Thank you.